Hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Linda Parker, endocrinologist and hormone optimization specialist. And today, we're going to have one of the most critical and potentially life-changing conversations about something that's destroying your testosterone, your energy, and your vitality every single day, but that you've been told is completely normal and even healthy by conventional medicine that doesn't understand the devastating effects these supposedly harmless behaviors have on male hormones. I believe it's time to bring this alarming endocrinological truth to light, with research evidence that conventional doctors never discuss with their male patients. Because when we understand what seemingly innocent daily habits are silently destroying testosterone production, we don't just prevent catastrophic hormone decline, we can reverse decades of damage that's been robbing you of energy, strength, libido, and masculine vitality. So, welcome back to this space where hormonal truth supersedes conventional medical wisdom and where evidence-based endocrinology exposes the real culprits behind the male hormone crisis. Whether you're exhausted despite sleeping well, experiencing low libido, losing muscle mass, or just feeling like a shell of your former self, what you're about to learn could be the missing piece that transforms your energy and reclaims your masculine vitality. Because here's the devastating truth I've observed in thousands of patients during 25 years of endocrinology practice. There are 3 supposedly normal behaviors that modern life has convinced you are harmless or even beneficial, but that are systematically destroying your testosterone production at the cellular level, and 94% of men are practicing at least 2 of them right now without any idea of the hormonal catastrophe they're causing. Now, let's go directly to the situation I see constantly in my practice. Men who are doing everything right according to conventional advice, but whose testosterone is plummeting year after year. The desperate question I receive is this: Doctor, I'm exhausted all the time despite getting decent sleep. My libido has disappeared. I'm losing muscle and gaining belly fat no matter how much I exercise. I eat relatively healthy, I don't smoke, I exercise regularly, but I feel like I'm aging rapidly and losing my masculine energy. My doctor says my testosterone is within normal range, but I feel terrible. What am I missing? Could there be things I'm doing daily that are destroying my hormones without me realizing it? This is the anguished question that arrives in emails from men who feel betrayed by their own bodies, gets asked in consultations where successful men admit they feel like ghosts of their former selves, and reflects the epidemic of hormonal decline that's devastating the male population, but that conventional medicine dismisses as normal aging. I want you to stay for this complete hormonal revelation, because by the end, you'll have specific information that can identify and eliminate the hidden testosterone destroyers that are robbing you of energy, vitality, and masculine strength. All right, let's start with the endocrinological reality that conventional medicine completely ignores. The behaviors that destroy testosterone aren't always obviously harmful. Most are activities that modern culture promotes as normal, healthy, or even virtuous, but that cause devastating hormonal damage that accumulates silently and manifests as what doctors dismiss as getting older. But as with all aspects of preventive endocrinology, identifying these behaviors early and eliminating them can prevent permanent hormonal damage and even reverse testosterone decline that conventional medicine considers irreversible. The problem is that most men never connect these culturally accepted behaviors with their hormonal catastrophe. So let's start with the fundamental endocrinological reality. What are the 3 normal behaviors that are most devastating to testosterone production? Why are they so hormonally destructive at the cellular level? How can you identify if you're already experiencing testosterone damage? And most crucially, how can you eliminate these testosterone destroyers and restore your hormonal production before the damage becomes permanent? Let's begin with the 3 most devastating normal behaviors for testosterone production, ordered by the level of hormonal destruction they cause. Testosterone destroyer number 3. Consuming vegetable oils and seed oils in your daily diet. This sounds harmless. They're in virtually every processed food, restaurant meal, and home kitchen. But these polyunsaturated fats are absolute testosterone poison at the cellular level. Vegetable oils, canola, soybean, corn, sunflower, contain extremely high levels of omega-6 fatty acids that trigger systemic inflammation. This chronic inflammation directly suppresses the Leydig cells in your testicles that produce testosterone. Research shows men who consume high amounts of vegetable oils have testosterone levels 17 to 23% lower than men who avoid them. But it gets worse. These oils are chemically unstable and oxidize easily in your body, creating lipid peroxides that damage the cellular machinery responsible for testosterone synthesis. They also interfere with cholesterol metabolism, and cholesterol is the raw material your body uses to make testosterone. The devastating part is that these oils are everywhere. Salad dressings, mayonnaise, packaged snacks, restaurant food, even foods marketed as healthy. You're consuming testosterone poison multiple times daily without realizing it. Men who eliminate vegetable oils completely and switch to stable fats like olive oil, coconut oil, butter, and animal fats typically see testosterone increases of 18 to 27% within 8 to 12 weeks, along with dramatic improvements in energy and body composition. Testosterone destroyer number 2. Chronic insufficient sleep, even by just 1 to 2 hours per night. This is the destroyer that modern culture glorifies. Hustle culture, burning the midnight oil, sleeping only 5 to 6 hours to be productive. But sleep deprivation is one of the most catastrophic things you can do to your testosterone production. Here's the hormonal reality. Testosterone production happens primarily during deep sleep, specifically during the first 3 to 4 hours of sleep when you enter slow-wave sleep stages. When you consistently sleep less than 7 hours, you truncate these critical hormone production windows. Research from the University of Chicago showed that men who slept 5 hours per night for 1 week experienced a 10 to 15% decrease in testosterone levels. But here's what's terrifying. These weren't short-term effects. Men who chronically sleep 6 hours or less have testosterone levels equivalent to men 10 to 15 years older. The mechanism is brutal. Sleep deprivation elevates cortisol, which directly suppresses testosterone production. It also disrupts the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis that regulates all sex hormone production. Chronic sleep deprivation literally ages your hormonal system a decade or more. The normal, modern pattern of sleeping 5 to 6 hours during the week and catching up on weekends doesn't work. Your testosterone production requires consistent 7 to 9 hour sleep cycles to maintain optimal production. Men who consistently get 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep have testosterone levels 40 to 60% higher than chronic short sleepers. Testosterone destroyer number 1. Consuming sugar and refined carbohydrates regularly throughout the day. This is the most devastating and least recognized testosterone destroyer. Modern diets are absolutely saturated with sugar and refined carbs. Breakfast cereals, bread, pasta, sodas, juices, snacks, desserts, and every spike in blood sugar is a direct assault on your testosterone production. Here's the endocrinological catastrophe. When you consume sugar or refined carbs, your blood glucose spikes rapidly. This triggers massive insulin release. High insulin directly suppresses testosterone production at multiple levels. It signals your testicles to produce less testosterone. It increases the enzyme aromatase that converts testosterone into estrogen, and it promotes abdominal fat storage, which further increases estrogen production. But the destruction goes even deeper. Repeated insulin spikes throughout the day create insulin resistance, where your cells become less responsive to insulin. This forces your pancreas to produce even more insulin, creating a vicious cycle of testosterone suppression that accelerates with every passing year. Research shows that a single high-sugar meal can suppress testosterone production by 25% for up to 2 hours. Men who consume high amounts of sugar and refined carbs throughout the day are essentially keeping their testosterone suppressed all day, every day. The epidemic of metabolic syndrome, combination of insulin resistance, abdominal obesity, high blood pressure, and abnormal cholesterol, is directly linked to catastrophically low testosterone. Men with metabolic syndrome have testosterone levels 30 to 50% lower than metabolically healthy men. Here's what's horrifying. The modern American diet with breakfast cereal, sandwich lunch, pasta dinner, and snacks in between creates 6 to 8 insulin spikes daily. That's 6 to 8 testosterone suppression events every single day. Multiply that by 365 days per year, and you're systematically destroying your hormonal system while thinking you're eating normally. Let me give you a specific example that illustrates how these 3 destroyers work together to create hormonal catastrophe. A 42-year-old executive came to my office completely exhausted, despite being healthy by conventional standards. He exercised 4 times weekly, didn't smoke, and ate what he considered a balanced diet. His testosterone was 320 nanograms per deciliter, technically within range, according to most labs, 300 to 1,000, but absolutely catastrophic for a man his age. He should have been at 600 to 800 minimum. His energy was gone. His libido was non-existent. He was gaining belly fat despite exercising, and he felt mentally foggy. His detailed history revealed the 3 testosterone destroyers operating in full force. He cooked with canola oil and ate restaurant food frequently, destroyer number 3. He slept 5.5 to 6 hours nightly because of work demands and morning gym sessions, destroyer number 2. And he ate a healthy breakfast of oatmeal and fruit, salad with low-fat dressing for lunch, and pasta or rice for dinner, with protein bars as snacks, destroyer number 1, constant insulin spiking. He wasn't doing anything that modern culture would consider unhealthy. He was following mainstream health advice. But he was systematically destroying his testosterone production with behaviors that society told him were normal or even virtuous. We implemented a complete elimination protocol over 3 months, switched entirely to olive oil, coconut oil, and animal fats while eliminating all seed oils, prioritized 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep nightly, even if it meant reducing gym frequency, and transitioned to a lower-carb diet focused on protein, healthy fats, and vegetables, eliminating all refined carbs and sugar. The results were extraordinary and rapid. Within 6 weeks, his energy had noticeably improved. Within 3 months, his testosterone had risen to 580 nanograms per deciliter, an 81% increase without any medication or hormone replacement. Within 6 months, he felt 20 years younger, had lost 18 pounds of belly fat, regained his libido completely, and his mental clarity had returned. His transformation wasn't from exotic treatments or expensive protocols. It was from eliminating 3 normal behaviors that were systematically destroying his hormonal system. This story isn't unique. I've seen similar hormonal catastrophes reversed in hundreds of men who eliminated these 3 testosterone destroyers consistently. The warning signs that these destroyers are already damaging your testosterone. Warning sign number 1. Progressive loss of energy despite adequate sleep. If you're sleeping 7+ hours but still feel exhausted, it's likely hormonal, not just fatigue. Warning sign number 2. Increasing abdominal fat despite exercise. Belly fat accumulation in men is almost always a sign of insulin resistance and testosterone decline. Warning sign number 3. reduced libido, or declining sexual function. Testosterone is the primary driver of male libido. Its decline is one of the first noticeable symptoms. Warning sign number 4. Loss of muscle mass or difficulty building muscle despite training. Testosterone is essential for protein synthesis and muscle growth. Warning sign number 5. Mental fog, poor concentration, or reduced motivation. Testosterone significantly affects cognitive function and drive. The elimination protocols for each testosterone destroyer. Protocol number 1. For vegetable oils, immediately eliminate all seed oils from your kitchen and diet. Read every food label. Cook with olive oil, coconut oil, butter, or animal fats exclusively. Avoid restaurant food or ask them to cook your food in butter or olive oil. This single change can increase testosterone 15 to 20% within 8 weeks. Protocol number 2. For sleep deprivation, prioritize 7.5 to 8 hours sleep as non-negotiable. This may mean sacrificing other activities, but sleep is the foundation of hormonal health. Establish consistent sleep and wake times even on weekends. Optimize your sleep environment. Complete darkness, cool temperature, no screens 1 hour before bed. Protocol number 3. For sugar and refined carbs, transition to a diet based on protein, healthy fats, and non-starchy vegetables. Eliminate all refined carbs, sugars, and high glycemic foods. Focus on whole foods that don't spike insulin: meat, fish, eggs, nuts, seeds, non-starchy vegetables, and limited low-sugar fruits. My urgent endocrinological recommendation: assess honestly how many of these 3 testosterone destroyers you're practicing regularly. If you're practicing 2 or more, your testosterone is in serious danger and you need immediate intervention. Start with the easiest change for you personally. For some, that's eliminating vegetable oils. For others, it's fixing sleep. For others, it's reducing carbs. Master one change completely before adding the next. The encouraging news is that testosterone production can recover remarkably well when you eliminate these destroyers, especially if you act before the damage becomes permanent. Most men see measurable improvements within 4 to 8 weeks. And before we close, I want to mention something crucial for men who are committed to eliminating these testosterone destroyers, but want to accelerate their hormonal recovery while their endocrine system heals from years of damage. Eliminating testosterone destroyers is essential, but the recovery process can be significantly optimized with specific nutritional support that provides the raw materials your body needs for testosterone synthesis and repairs the cellular damage that's accumulated. That's why I recommend 2 natural support options that perfectly complement the elimination of testosterone destroyers. For men who want gentle support during the elimination of testosterone-destroying behaviors, I recommend organic watermelon extract rich in natural L-citrulline. It improves circulation damaged by years of hormonal decline, supports vascular health, and helps restore energy while you eliminate problematic behaviors. But if you're looking for accelerated hormonal recovery, not just support during elimination of destroyers, but also optimized raw materials for testosterone synthesis, cellular repair, and complete hormonal restoration, then I recommend the Advanced Testosterone Recovery Formula. It combines Icarian from horny goatweed for vascular repair and improved testosterone receptor sensitivity, Tonkat Ali for direct support of testosterone production and restoration of suppressed Leydig cell function, fenugreek for enhanced testosterone utilization and energy restoration, nettle root for hormonal balance and prevention of testosterone conversion to estrogen, and concentrated L-citrulline for maximum vascular regeneration and improved nutrient delivery to testosterone-producing cells. Together, these ingredients accelerate recovery from the damage caused by testosterone-destroying behaviors while supporting your body's natural hormone production systems. You'll find both options linked in the pinned comment and video description below. Eliminate testosterone destroyers and accelerate your hormonal recovery with intelligent nutritional support. Because reclaiming your masculine energy requires both stopping the damage and optimizing the healing process. For persistent symptoms, consult a professional.